up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year, happy 2020. This is the first video of the year. I am so excited. Today we're going to be focusing on my 2019 project pan. I'm going to show you everything that is in this box. And I'm going to give like little mini reviews on each of them, just a few words of what I thought of them, how I used them, and then at the end of the video I'm going to tally up the cost and tell you what it was, like just the overall amount of everything I used, and then maybe give a few pointers as to what I'm going to do for Project Pan 2020. So let's get started. Okay, so in order to show you guys what I used, and just so I don't like keep repeating myself or forgetting where I left off, I'm going to show you in the order that I do my makeup. So, you know, like primers first, then foundation, then powder, and then just how I usually do my makeup. So let's begin with primers. These are the two primers I used up in 2019. The Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer, and the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer, Primer and Moisturizer. So the first one I used up was the Too Faced one. This one is silicone based, I believe, and I really like this one. I don't have any problems with it. It smells amazing, and honestly I would repurchase it, but I'm not really a primer like person. I don't really think it's necessary, so like, you know, I would because I liked it, but I'm not because I just don't use primer. And then I used up the Smashbox Primerizer. This was something I purchased this year, so I finished it in the same year. And I saw Kathleen Lights talking about this one a lot, so that's why I bought it. I actually bought it at an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, where everything's like 50% off or something. This one I started using it as a primer, but then I kind of just added it to my skincare routine, and that's how I finished it. I kind of used it as a serum more than I did a primer. The next step in my makeup routine is foundation. So again, I have two. I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation and the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. The first one I used up was the Makeup Revolution one. This one was really good. I'm not mad at it. I did get the wrong shade, so it was a bit too dark for me, and it was not the right undertone, so it just never looked quite right. But I think if I got the right color, it would have been fantastic, because I do actually like the formula. It's mattifying in the sense that I don't, like, it's not completely matte, but it keeps me matte. Then I used up the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation. This one was okay. It's not meant for oily skin, which I have, so it just never really worked for me. It didn't look bad, but like it just never held my oils, or you know, held my oils at bay, and it never really lasted that long on me. I think if you have dry skin, this would be normal to dry skin. This would be really good for you, but for me, it just wasn't. It wasn't the right product. After foundation, I always go in with the powder. So the only powder I used up in 2019 is the Coty Air Spun Loose Face Powder. We all know and love this one. It's very cheap. It's like $5 to $7 at Walmart. I used it up, and I always take out the stopper because I like to dip my sponge in there. I was like desperate to use this up. It's a really good powder, and I don't mind it. I would definitely repurchase it, especially for the price. But I purchased like 3 of these, and the first 2 I just kind of kept messing with. Like, I would add my bronzer to it to try and like make it darker, because this is a white powder, and then I would just kind of ruin it and mess with it, and I toss it. And then the first one, or whichever, I would mix in like other pressed powders that I had. So like, if I like this one, I used up the e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Powder. Usually I would finish, like I'd hit pan and there'd be a small ring on the outside, so I'd like crush it up and put it in my powder, and again it would mess with it and it wouldn't look good anymore, so I'd toss it. This is the very first one that I actually finished, like from start to finish, didn't mess with, and used up completely. So I'm really happy. This is a great product. I definitely recommend. This e.l.f. Prime and Stay Powder, it's okay. no, it's okay. It's a $2 powder. You can't really ask much of it. And like, yeah, it was good for touch-ups like throughout the day, but not to actually set my entire face. After powder, I usually do my eyes. So as you know from my other project pans, I was using the Becca Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette. It's a 5-pan eyeshadow palette, and I was able to use up the whole thing, which is really exciting. I kind of use them in order, so it starts with like a shimmery white, then a pink, then a brown, then a bronze, and then a purple. The purple is the very last one that I finished, and I finished it like 2 weeks before the end of the year. So I'm really happy. This was like $40 for 5 eyeshadows, which is absolutely insane. I can't believe I spent 40 bucks on this, but I finally used it up, and I'm very happy about that. Then I move on to mascara. I don't do eyeliner anymore. I haven't done eyeliner in a really long time. I might get back into it this year, but I don't have one to show. But for mascara, I used up 5 mascaras, which is really exciting. 2 of them are the CoverGirl Professional 3-in-1. This is really great, just kind of like simple mascara. It's not like va-va-voom, it's not like super volumizing or curling or anything, but it's just like a very simple mascara that gets the job done, and it's perfect for every day. I have the Wet n Wild Mega Length Mascara. This is one of my all-time favorite. This is one of my all-time favorite mascaras. I've been using this one for years. It's very inexpensive. The applicator is one of my favoriteest things ever. I think this is the best applicator out there, and I would definitely repurchase this over and over and over and over again, and I hope they never stop making it. I also have the e.l.f. Waterproof Length and Volume Mascara. This is a very inexpensive mascara. I think it's around $3, just like the Wet n Wild one. This is kind of a very basic mascara. It doesn't really do much for me. All e.l.f. mascaras really just like flake on me and they're not long lasting, so I was glad when I used this one up. And the very last one is the Wet n Wild Lash Renegade Mascara. This is the one that has like a ball at the end of it. And it's also purple. I didn't realize that I was buying a purple mascara until I opened it. And honestly, I don't regret it. This wasn't the only mascara I was using when I had it. I would usually have like one of these going at the same time, and I wouldn't use this every day, but when I did, I loved it. Indoors, you can't really tell too much, but like when the sun hits your eyes in the summer, it is like the prettiest thing ever. So this one really made me want to like experiment with colored mascaras a lot more, so you might be seeing a lot of that on my channel from now on. This is a definite repurchase. To finish off the eyes, I usually do my eyebrows. So I used up 2 Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencils. I had the shade Ebony and the shade Granite. I finished these pretty early on, I think, like within 4 months of 2019. I really like these. They're good, they're very pigmented. I like how you can get a very defined line. But I'm just not a brow pencil kind of girl. I prefer powders. I don't really like pomades or gels or pencils. I'm like powder all the way. So these are good. Like I'll purchase these in a pinch, but they are like 20 bucks each. So they're not bad. They're very good. I just personally don't use them like that. I also use the CoverGirl Professional Natural Lash. This is just a clear mascara. It's a pretty big size, so that's why I use this on my eyebrows. I mean, if it's safe for your eyelashes that are like on your eyes, I'm pretty sure it's safe for your eyebrows. So this is what I used. It's clear, but obviously like with me brushing through my brows all the time, it got kind of muddy. But this is a really great one. I would definitely keep repurchasing this one. It's, you know, a lot of product for a pretty good price. After I finish off the eyes, I usually move on to like my cheek area. So bronzer, blush, and highlighter. Bronzer is still the same one as last year. I'm still using it. I barely hit pan on it last year, so I'm going to be using it all of this year again. Same with the blushes. There's actually so much. Like it literally looks like I didn't. It literally looks like I didn't touch my blush, which is really annoying. But anyways, you guys know I was working on the Becca Cosmetics and there we go, Japan Hill face palette. Mine actually broke, so somewhere like throughout the year I took out all of the pans. As you can see, I took out all of the pans and actually put them in a separate magnetic palette. I was able to use up both the highlighters. I used up Champagne Pop first and then Prosecco Pop. Through that, I learned that Prosecco Pop isn't as pretty as I thought. It's very, like, kind of orangey gold, at least on my skin, and I didn't like it, so when I used it up, I was really happy. And the three blushes, they're still in the other magnetic palette. I actually ended up taking all three blushes and I crushed them up and mixed them together, and now they're all just one big blush, which seemed like a good idea at first, but now I kind of regret it because it looks like I haven't touched them at all. Since I only used up the two highlighters, I am only going to count half the price. This was a $52 or $50 something face palette, so I'm only going to include like 25 bucks in the, you know, grand total at the end of the video. After I finish my face and my eyes, I usually move on to lips. I have two lip glosses, although I should have three, but I lost one. The first one I used up was the exact same as these. It's the Essence Shine 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 Wet Look Lip Gloss. It was kind of like a magenta pink sort of color, and that one was my favorite. I loved it. That was the first one I used up. And then I used up this like pinkish shade. It's very like nude. I would wear it by itself or as like a lip topper. I really loved it. And I used up a clear one, which doesn't look clear anymore because, again, putting it over my lipstick, it would kind of get muddy. I prefer lip glosses over lipsticks and lip liners and liquid lipsticks. Like, give me a clear lip gloss and then like a super pigmented one and I am so happy. Gloss all the way, all the way. Once I'm done with basically doing my face, I move on to setting spray, and I have three. I have two Mario Badescu facial sprays, the one in lavender and cucumber, and I also have the e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist. These I love. I will definitely repurchase these this year. I love setting my face. I feel like it just really helps melt the powder and, like, I don't know, just makes my face look so much smoother and better and hydrated. This e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist, it's okay. I think it is more skincare than it is for like setting makeup, even though it says it refreshes makeup. This would be perfect for someone that has normal to dry skin. For oily skin, I don't think it's the best. I mean, these didn't control oil, but they just like, they didn't affect my makeup or my oils at all. You know, like it didn't make it more oily or less oily. This one I think made me more oily. So that was everything for makeup, and now we can move on to like skincare, body care, fragrance, all of that good stuff. To start off, I finished 3 skincare items. I have this jar, which I actually took the label off, and it's like super gross because it's still sticky. This was like a vitamin C moisturizer that I got from either like Marshalls or TJ Maxx or, you know, a store like that. This was okay. I think it was like 10 bucks. It was like whatever. Wouldn't repurchase it. I honestly don't even remember what brand it was, so doesn't matter. The next thing I used up is the Burt's Bees Renewal Firming Day Lotion with SPF 30. This is a moisturizer that I've been using for a very long time. Ever since I decided to switch to using cruelty-free products, this was like my go-to, but honestly it's not my favorite. It's very like thick, not thick, but it's like thick feeling on the skin, and it always left like a film. So if I ever went makeup free for the day and I had this on, I would just look so shiny, and I honestly hated it. So when I used it up, I was very, very, very happy. Then I have an EOS lip balm. We all know these iconic little eggs. I actually had 4. My husband bought 4 of these as my Christmas gift in 2018, so then I used all of them throughout 2019. this is the only one I saved. It was like the first one, and then all the others I kept throwing away. So this is the only proof I have. This is one of my favorite lip balms. I mean, it's not like revolutionary or anything, but I like the formula, and the thing I like the most about it is that it's a little egg. It's just a little ball. So, like, it's so hard to lose. Like, all the regular lip balms, I don't have any examples, but like the regular twist up lip balms, those I lose so often, and like I'll find them months later and I'll like collect them, and I'll have like 5 that are barely used, and then a week later they're all gone again. So I really like that these are an egg shape because I can just find them so easily. And like if they're in a jacket, it's so easy to feel them, or like because of the colors, it's really easy. So I really like these. I'm out and I need more because my lips are super chapped right now. Another kind of skincare, self-care, hygiene kind of item is deodorant. I have 2. I have the Dove Advanced Care Go Fresh, the cucumber one, and I have the Degree Dry Protection Fresh. This is the first one I used up. It smells really good. That's one thing I really liked about it, but it's not the best for like sweat protection. Oh, it smells so good. But it's not the best for sweat protection, so I probably wouldn't repurchase this for that reason. And then I have the Degree Dry Protection. This one, again, it's kind of the same thing. Not the best for sweat protection. I did buy a 2-pack of these, so I'm going through the other one right now. I think next time I'll go for like a clinical protection. I just hate that they're like 15 bucks or something. Like 15 bucks for deodorant, really? But I mean, I'd rather pay 50 bucks than smell sweaty all the time. Okay, and the very last product I want to show you is fragrance. So I have quite a few. Let's get them all out. I know the first one I used was this Bath & Body Works Mad About You body spray. I love body sprays because they're very inexpensive compared to perfume, and I can just like slather or like drench myself in them and smell so good. I have 5 perfume samples that I've used up. I have 2 from Amazing Grace and 3 from Versace. The first one I used was the Amazing Grace just sample and the Amazing Grace Ballet Rose. I think they smell very similar. I don't think, personally, I don't think there's enough of a difference to justify having both, but maybe someone else knows, you know, senses a difference and they're like, I like this one versus the other. And the rest, which are my favorite, are the Versace, I guess like diamond collection. Like this is the Versace Yellow Diamond. The Versace Eros Pour Femme. Oh my god, these all just smell so good. And the Versace Bright Crystal. So these are, I guess, like their gems or whatever. Oh, I love all 3 of them so much. So based on these samples, I'm actually going to keep these little bottles because I honestly think that I'm going to invest and like purchase these 3. And I say invest because, I mean, it's Versace, so I'm assuming the full size perfumes are very expensive. So yeah, these will definitely be an investment. Then I used up my Ralph by Ralph Lauren Rollerball. This is one of my absolute favorite perfumes of all time. I started using this in like middle school and just, oh my god. It's such a like a nostalgic scent for me because I felt so cool, so grown up being like 14 wearing this, which was like 9 years ago, which is crazy to think about. But I will continue to repurchase it. I do like the rollerball better than the spray because I like that I can like target certain areas, you know, instead of like spraying it on my clothes. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I regret not buying this when this ran out, but I had all those samples to use it. But this is definitely one I would repurchase for the rest of my life. Then I used up the Viva La Juicy travel size. This one is actually a spray instead of, well, you guys can't see it. This is actually a spray instead of a roller. This one's okay. My mom bought me this when she came to visit once. She got me the kind of like value set. It's a box that came with this, the full-size perfume, and a lotion. I'm actually going through the full-size perfume because this is a very good perfume, but I don't think it's really for me, you know? Definitely I'm gonna get this one though. And that concludes just like everything that I used up this year. I'm very happy with the results. Looking down, it's actually like a little less than I would have liked. I wish I had maybe like 5 more products, but that's okay. I am also going to include 3 products that I was using in 2019 that I did not finish, but I don't like them enough to like want to keep using them. So the first one is the NYX Lingerie, the NYX Lip Lingerie Liquid Lipstick in the shade Seduction. This is a very beautiful shade. I think it's just, oh, I love it. Like with my skin, I know. But I love this color on me. I just literally used it all the time last year, like every single day. So I think after an entire year of using it, I'm kind of done with it. You know, 1, I want to experiment with other colors, and 2, this just, it's probably really gross. So yeah, I'm just going to toss it, but I'm going to include it into like the finished products because I feel like I finished it. I'm happy with the progress that I made. Then the next one is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation and Concealer. I got the shade 07 Sand, and you guys see, I made pretty good progress. It's like down to here. Where's my finger? It's a little lower on the inside, but I'm over it, you know. It like the foundation starts up here. I used more than half, so I'm happy. This foundation, to me personally, did not live up to the hype of all of these like YouTubers and reviewers and all that. These dogs. I did get the wrong shade. I should have gone like 06. I don't know what that is. Because this one, like when I first apply it, it's a perfect color, but the moment it like sets and dries on my face, it oxidizes and it's like 3 shades too light. I even bought this LA Girl white Pro Coverage foundation to like help, you know, lighten this one. But because the undertone was kind of orange on me, it never looked right no matter how much I tried. So I'm calling it quits on these 3 because there's no use. Here where we live now, it's pretty cold and summer isn't like super hot or super sunny, so I have some time before I need a summer foundation. And that concludes my project pan. I'm so excited. I wrote everything down on these 3 what are these called, index cards, and I tallied up the prices, and where is it? If you leave out the 3 products that are, you know, that still have product in them, I use $393.50. But if you include these in the total, then I used up $419.50 worth of product. So I'm very, very happy with that. I spent like $350 on makeup this year. So, you know, spending over $400 or using up over $400 of product, I am very happy and satisfied. And that's it for my Project Pan 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I inspired you to get some products or to not get products or to start a Project Pan of your own. I did this, I started it because of Beauty News. They are a YouTube channel that just kind of update you on new releases every week. And they started a team project pan, and I love the idea because once you click the hashtag on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, there's this whole community of people that are also trying to pan, and like they post their progress pictures, and it just kind of motivates you to keep going when you kind of feel like giving up or you're tired of a product. So yeah, I think the next video is gonna be, or in the next few videos, I'm going to introduce my Project Pan 2020, what like my goals and ideas are for it, and the products that I'm gonna be using. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like it so I know that you guys liked it. Comment below any questions or concerns or suggestions that you may have, or just any questions in general. And subscribe to my channel. It's 2020, guys. Let's go from 15 subscribers to 20. Why not, you know? And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, linked in the description box below. I hope you guys like my new setup. This might be my new permanent setup. This is the couch that I had in my office tour, in my vlogs, my Vlogmas vlogs. And then I also put up some curtains up there to make them look a little bit, I don't know, to make it look a little cuter. Yeah, anyway, bye. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Happy New... These dogs, they bark all the time. It's always, forever.